Hey YouTubies, how's it going? Trying to get things set up here a little bit where camera's like in a steady spot. Afraid the cats are going to jump up here and tip everything over. Anywho, so how's it going? Today is just going to be another mental health update / check-in. I'm not doing so great. I'm still doing the body picking. Even worse. And I've had a chronic fatigue relapse. And I basically have been mostly bedbound the last couple days. Not completely, not 100%, of course. I haven't got that bad. But bad enough that I've been fatigued enough that it's like a couple years ago when I was really bad, when we first moved in with Mom and Dad, and it was after dealing with a lot of stress because of Anthony's issues and my crappy job because of a crappy boss, and just tons of stuff that was stressing me out big time. I kid you not, big time. Enough that I was having, well, I won't say I was on the verge of a breakdown, but actually I think I was having a breakdown maybe even a couple times, mini-sized breakdowns, because back then I was so stressed out. I scared some of my coworkers because I was stabbing green peppers. Not chopping, I was stabbing. Out of frustration and stress. And bawling in the kitchen and everything else because everything that was going on was just so overwhelming. So when we first moved in with Mom and Dad, that was stressful also, because I swore I would never move back in with Mom and Dad, but circumstances derailed that idea. So we moved in with Mom and Dad the very first day. Bruce, I kid you not, the very first day that we moved in, we just pulled up to the house, and Dad started a humongous argument with me outside, in front of neighbors, in front of the people that were helping him put up the carport, everything. Just all because I brought most of my stuff when moving. And that part of moving is you take your stuff with you. Hello? So yeah, he started the very first day, 4 years ago? 2016. August? I want to say it was August of 2016. He started a humongous argument with me and just would not let up. My blood pressure shot through the roof. It was like in the 200 over something range. And he just would not stop. Had me bawling. So, because of all that crap storm, after we moved in, I had extreme bad chronic fatigue. And I was actually, I'd say 98% bedbound. And it was scary because I actually thought I was going to die of dehydration because I didn't have the strength half the time I had my water bottle on the nightstand, but half the time I didn't have the strength to reach over and grab my water bottle. It's like I kept telling myself I need to roll over and grab it. But I was so exhausted that I didn't have the strength. It's like the brain and the nerves didn't communicate for me to actually reach over and grab my water bottle because I was just like so exhausted. So shortly after that, because I was scared of dying of dehydration, that was really scary. I mean, I was so exhausted I could actually lay there and my nose would itch and I didn't have the strength or even the brain signals getting to the nerves to itch my nose. That's how bad it was. It's like I was just... It's almost like I was paralyzed and just like trapped in my body. And I couldn't move because I was just so fatigued and exhausted. So that's where I've been the last couple of days. Not to that extent, thank God, but it's still scary enough. And when I was extremely fatigued, because I never had the energy and strength to, you know, reach over and grab my water bottle. One day when I was at the store, I bought a package of 2 sippy cups, you know, like little toddlers use. And I know it sounds silly for a grown woman to use a sippy cup, but with those I could actually have my water in bed with me right next to my head. And it took me a while sometimes to get the strength to reach next to me to get the water bottle, or, you know, the sippy cup. But that actually helped a lot because I didn't have to stretch as far. Plus I didn't have to worry about spilling my drink. You know, things like that. Sippy cups are actually awesome, especially when you have chronic fatigue. So, if anybody out there has chronic fatigue and you have those kind of issues, then yeah, you might want to invest in a sippy cup or 2, because they actually do help. So, anywho, don't remember if I mentioned or not, but my body picking is worse. It's out of control. It's so frustrating. Let's see. Oh, because I've been having the chronic fatigue, you know, a relapse. I've not had the strength. Oh God, I know this sounds stupid. But anybody that has chronic fatigue, I know you can relate. I've not had the strength or the energy to even brush my hair. So I finally did get it brushed today. A little bit. Not very good. I need to wash it and really condition it and then brush it out real good. But until then, I just kind of put a braid in it, which I hate it. I see all these people like on Pinterest and everything that have really long and thick hair, and their braid, if they have a single braid, it's like a thick braid. Mine's just like a little puny braid. But yeah, because when sleeping, my hair is turned into a complete rat's nest. So, for a little while at least, I'm going to try my luck at keeping it braided, or at least having it braided part of the time. Maybe even 2 braids next time, I'm not sure. But to help keep it from getting as tangled when I'm sleeping. So, we'll see how that goes. But because I have seriously considered chopping it, like at least shoulder length, because I've been having trouble managing my hair. Problem is, I hate to cut it because I tend to like my hair long. I do need to trim it to where, you know, and shape it up, go to beautician and get it shaped up. But I hate the idea of chopping it short. I've had it short, you know, a couple years ago. It was like about to there. And because of the way it curls when it's short, it's like, you know, it's like, it made it look like it was way shorter than what it actually was. So I really don't want to cut it. Unless I just trim, but yeah. Okay, I got a little bit of a list so I can remember what I'm trying to talk about a little bit. Yeah, my dermatillomania, the body picking, is like much worse. My arms aren't as bad. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, my arms aren't as bad. But my, I'm embarrassed to show this. There you go. And my legs are like really bad. I went to my therapist and I talked to him about both the audio hallucinations, which thankfully that is gone. Hopefully it stays gone, because hearing the opera non-stop was bizarre and drove me crazy. That was just the weirdest, trippiest thing I've ever experienced. I like listening to melodic and symphonic metal music, and occasionally in some songs they have a hint of opera. That I can handle, but the way it was in my ear, where it's just opera and non-stop, no. That was not cool. I am not an opera fan. So, unless, like I said, when it's little hints of opera in my metal music. So, anywho, I did talk to the therapist about my auditory hallucinations, and go figure, as soon as I mentioned it, he immediately mentioned put me on medications if I needed it to take care of the auditory hallucinations. I know he means well, but it's like I don't want medications pushed on me every time I turn around. I hate taking the ones I take. I don't want more. But he only mentioned it, I guess he only mentioned it for in case it kept going. The auditory hallucinations kept going, and in case I needed medications to help shut things up. But luckily, at the moment at least, I've gotten things to shut up on my own. But I also talked to him about my dermatillomania, the body picking. And again, tried to push meds. And I declined on both, of course. Because like I said, I don't want more meds. I hate the ones I take. Yes, it is. But the dermatillomania, I actually might need to talk to him about the possibility of him putting me on something to help manage that, or upping my one medication because, yeah. This is actually mild compared to what it was, though. I'm finally starting to kind of sort of behave, and we'll try to, and not pick at things. Lately I've been having anxiety like crazy. Let's see. Yeah, I've been having anxiety like crazy. I'm doing better about controlling my thoughts and pinpointing what thoughts trigger me. But every once in a while, they still get me, and I go into panic mode, which I need to look up later. I've been meaning to do it, and I keep forgetting. I'm like a squirrel. I need to find out if there's a difference between, I think I've seen someplace that there is a difference between an anxiety attack and a panic attack, but I don't know for sure. So I need to look that up later and find out exactly what I'm having. If it's always in the past, I always thought that anxiety attacks and panic attacks were the same thing, but maybe not. So I don't know. I need to find out. I'm learning a lot lately. I mean, I will give it that much. Since I've opened up a whole bunch of can of worms because of restarting this mental health awareness. Would you quit? Give me Bruce, brat. Do you mind? You have been evil all morning long. Getting on my last nerve. Boy. What was I saying now? God bless. Every time I do a video, would you quit? Yeah, you better run. Every time I come in here to do a mental health update, they distract me, and then I forget what I'm saying. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. But ever since I've started, or I should say restarted this mental health awareness blog series, it's like I've opened up a whole bunch of cans of worms, and I'm remembering a lot of stuff from my past. Just not totally bad, but it's caused a lot of anxiety / panic incidents. So it was like, oh my goodness. But for the most part, I'm getting better at controlling my thoughts. But every once in a while, I can just be scrolling through Pinterest, and different things about abuse will pop up in my feed. Or even sometimes just random thoughts shoot through my head, like unplanned, uncontrollably. And either way, it's like instant panic attack. My chest starts tightening up and hurting, and my body just goes through a whole routine instantly. It's like, dang. So that part is not cool. I've been having lots of memories from the past that have been like flooding in. I don't think I have remembered everything yet. I think there's still some, you know, a lot of stuff that I don't remember yet. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups now, a little bit. But, yeah, a lot of thoughts and memories have been, like, flooding in, which is causing some major anxiety. And, like, especially, it seems like it always especially happens when I'm getting ready to lay down and try to go to sleep. That's when, you know, all the, what's the word? Evasive thoughts. Gosh, what's the word? Jeez, scared me. Well, anyway, random thoughts just pop in my head about different stuff. And I start having panic attacks, and then I can't sleep. And of course, half the time, I can't sleep because of overthinking on crap. So I've really been having to make myself push to do the 99 rule, what I call the 99 rule. When I lay down, if I start having a panic attack or thoughts just going wild, I have to make myself lay there and focus on counting backwards from 99 to 0. Usually when I get to about 95, I actually start yawning and relaxing. My whole body starts relaxing. And by the time I get to around 50, I'm asleep. Would you quit? Little turd. You're being butthead today. You bored or something? You are a cute boy, but dang, you're a pain in the butt today. My feline children are going to drive me crazy. Crazy-er. But, oh yeah, by the time I get to 50, usually I'm asleep. Not always, though. There have been times I get all the way to 0, and I have to start over. And then I fall asleep. So, but that has really helped me a lot. And I actually told my therapist about that I've been doing that, and he really liked that idea that I'm doing that. I don't even know where I got the idea. I don't know if I just randomly thought of it or if I read or seen it someplace. I don't know. So, but I like it. So, I'm keeping that little tool to help me on stuff, I guess you could say. Oh. The other night, it was hard to do. But I actually sat down and talked to Mom about my grandpa, my dad's dad. And talked to her about how when I was little, him doing things he shouldn't be doing to little girls. Let's put it that way. This is the first time I've ever talked to her about it. And I accidentally made her cry. I didn't mean to. By telling her about him and everything. Things he did to me when I was between 5 and 8 years old. somewhere around there, maybe even 4, somewhere around there. So yeah, I didn't mean to make her cry. She felt bad because back then she left him at the house with me while she went to work at the, she worked at the campgrounds at the time. My dad was a campgrounds caretaker at the Assembly of God campgrounds in Excelsior Springs, my hometown, Excelsior Springs, Missouri. And Mom, she worked in the kitchen during the summer camps as a cook. So most of the time she left me at home with Grandpa. And of course I was free to roam and everything on my own and everything too. I had no supervision, it seemed like. And oftentimes I'd walk from our house over the bridge that was, you know, over the lake and go to the cafeteria where Mom was working at the, as a cook at the campgrounds. But at that age, I remember constantly running from my grandpa. I did not like the man. I did not trust the man. He creeped me out. Now, I don't remember the exact details of what all he did yet. I don't know if I ever will, but at the moment I don't remember the details of what he did. But he must have done something to me because even at 5 years old, I was hiding underneath my dresser. God, this is embarrassing. This is like seriously embarrassing. I'd hide underneath my dresser, and at 5 years old, I'd be masturbating. Or I'd be hiding in my closet and doing that. Things like that. I don't think little girls at that age usually know about those things. And especially to hide in fear of somebody coming in and seeing me do naughty things to myself. So if it wasn't for me hiding, I probably wouldn't think, much of it. Maybe it was just, as a little child exploring my body. But the fact that I hid makes me think that he did things that he shouldn't have. And I found out later in life that yes, indeed, he was known for doing naughty things to little girls, other little girls. So it was like I guess you say a confirmation that, yeah, more likely he did things. So, and the fact that, gosh, I can't believe I gotta say this. This is so embarrassing. That's part of why I want to do these videos. I want to be honest with y'all, and maybe what I've experienced on this, that, and the other will actually help somebody, and learn to open up about things, because this is hard. I'll admit, I really feel like I need to express myself on things. So, yeah. But yeah, 5th grade, I also remember at one time, masturbating at my desk. And the teacher saw me, but she just walked right on by and went and helped somebody with their classwork, like 2 or 3 seats behind me. But she seen me. It's like, oh my goodness. That is stuck with me all this time. Those different incidents. I don't remember doing any other things in public like I did in my 5th grade class, but still. Moving right along. But I told her about all this, and she felt bad because she'd left me in his care while she worked. It's like I told her, you know, I wasn't angry with her. She had to do what she had to do back then. Things were a lot different back then than they are nowadays with how parents are allowed to both leave/care for their children. And back then she didn't know about Grandpa doing stuff, you know, because it wasn't, all that kind of stuff didn't come out until later on down the road that, yeah, he was known for stuff. So, yeah, I didn't mean to make her feel bad. I didn't mean to make her cry. I explained to her, I wasn't angry with her. Not at all. You know, she had to do what she had to do. I don't think she was actually making money at the campgrounds. She might have been a little bit. She might have been getting paid a little small amount. But gosh, I lost my train of thought. Because my mind is still on telling about the 5th grade instead. Oh. If I'm not blushing, I'm surprised. Gosh, what was I saying? Oh. And I let her know that I wasn't angry with her. The one I was angry with was Grandpa. Because he was a grown man, and he knew what he was doing. And bad enough he did things to other little girls, but to his own granddaughter? Yuck. That's why I never did like him. He was a sick old pervert man. I never did like him. Oh my goodness. I couldn't stand him. I hate to say it, but it's much like how I feel about my dad lately, last couple years. Both of them, I can't stand. Dad, I try to tolerate. I try to, because him being a narcissist, Christian narcissist at that. I try to come out and socialize with him at least a little bit here and there, but I only stay in the room with him 5 to 30 minutes, no longer. Because he likes to start crap with me and start an argument just to get me upset. It's like a game to him. I never did like my dad. From the get-go, you know, very beginning of my time, I never did like my dad. I don't know exactly why. I don't know if it's because it was his personality, or I have no idea exactly. But I never have liked my dad, and even less last couple years. But I do try to tolerate him, and, you know, at least treat him like a human being, even though I don't like him. So, I've always been more of a mama's girl. So, but yeah, I had to explain to her and actually get her to stop crying. Explain to her I wasn't mad at her at all. You know, she was innocent on everything. She had no idea, so. Okay. I also talked to her about my 4th grade teacher being abusive and the fact that I peed my pants pretty much every single day that school year. Which I know, gross. It wasn't like I planned it. I was so scared of the woman. Back then I was extremely shy. I mean, like going out with my mom, you know, I was very much mama's girl. Anybody come up and talk to me while standing next to my mom, I'd instantly grab my mom's dress and like hide behind her and stuff like that. Because I was, you know, being so shy. So this woman, even though I was shy, I got in trouble from her. It all started, as far as I remember, it all started because one day she had us turn, I think in our history books, to a certain page. And I didn't hear what she said, what page. So I turned to the person next to me and asked what page. And oh my goodness, all hell broke loose. She loved to go around the room. She'd have this, not a pin like this, but one of those really heavy metal pins that you can get. It's like, I guess you say through stationery stores and all that. They have the really thick metal, heavy metal up at the top. She would go around the room, and certain people, if they ticked her off, she would thump them on the head with the top of the pin on their head, hard. And it hurt. You actually hear it thunk. But also, sometimes if you got in trouble, she would make us sit on our knees either a partial day or an entire day. And there was a couple times, because she didn't like me for whatever reason, she would make me sit on my knees for an entire day at my desk. That was so painful. Because of it, I was so scared, being so shy and everything, I was so scared of her to even raise my hand when I needed to go to the bathroom. And because of it, I would hold it, you know, as long as I could. And then I'd accidentally pee my pants in my seat. And I still don't know to this day how my mom did not know that I peed my pants pretty much every day. I mean, it's like, couldn't she smell it when she did laundry? Things like that. I don't know how she didn't know that something was going on. Would you quit? You're not a goat, I swear. I love to chew on plastic. But, I don't know how she didn't know that something was going on. And on both of these situations, both with Grandpa and with my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Dow, she asked me why I didn't tell her. And when I was talking to her, it's like, I don't know. But I got to thinking about it later after I went to her room. And I got thinking, things were different back then. In our house, children were to be seen and not heard. So anytime I tried to voice my opinion about anything, I would get shut down. So, yeah. that was probably more than likely the reason why I didn't tell her. So, oh, one last thing. The other day when I was talking to my therapist, because of my chronic fatigue and my CPTSD, which is complex PTSD, for those of you that don't know, the last couple of years I've not been able to work. I do not have the strength. I do not have the energy. I don't have the mental what do you say, retention. I lose focus a lot. Well, actually, you guys probably seen on my videos, I'm like a squirrel. But, so I was talking to my therapist about possibly applying for disability. Because, heaven forbid, I'm not trying to be morbid, but heaven forbid, if anything should happen to Anthony or my parents, and I'm left all alone, because other than my parents, I don't really have any other family that I would even consider as family. And same with Anthony. He basically has no family left either. His parents are both dead. Well, actually, his mom, his stepdad, and his biological dad are all dead. And his two half-brothers that were younger than him, that he grew up with, have died also. He does have a cousin back in my hometown, but he's not real close to any of his family that's left. So, if something should happen to all three of them, I don't know what I'd do for income. You know, if anything should happen to me and my parents, he has the income because of disability, but I worry about how he would fare, because I take care of our meds. I fill our med boxes. I make sure they get ordered. Most of the time, I'm the one that fixes food, which usually it's simple food, like frozen food or something like that I can just pop in the microwave, or we go out to eat, because I don't have the energy to cook most of the time. But I have found a few recipes recently that are really simple, and that the fact that they're really simple should help me at least cook occasionally. But so I have all these worries. It's like, if I was to live on my own, I don't know what I'd do for income. Well, I think last year I tried to apply for disability with my chronic fatigue as being the reason. But because I've not got an actual official diagnosis of what causes my chronic fatigue, I couldn't apply. Oh, excuse me. Well, then here recently, I got to thinking, I have been officially diagnosed with CPTSD. So I talked to my therapist about the possibility of applying for disability under that. But nope. That got shot out of the water. He said that usually people that apply for disability it has to be a physical disability. If it's a mental disability, it's usually for schizophrenia, which I don't have. But, so, I was like, okay, well, I'm screwed. So, I really worry about all that kind of stuff. That's like a constant thing in my mind, worrying about stuff like that. So, but what's going to happen in the future? I try not to worry too much, but, you know, it's still in the back of my mind. So, anywho, I better scoot. This is actually getting way longer than I was expecting to be. Sorry about that. So, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. And wow, I'm losing my voice. I don't know where that came from. But yeah. And I'll get you in the next video, whatever it may be, whether it be a mukbang or another mental health update or who knows what. So, let me know your thoughts on things. Let me know if you're dealing with stuff, you know, as well. Chronic fatigue, CPTSD, other mental issues, you know. Let me know. Let's talk about it. So, you're not alone. So, I used to think I was alone on all this, but I know I'm not. So, alright, I better scoot. So, bye-bye.